What's going on everyone, Tanner here, and I'm back with another experimental build. In this one I'm going to put an ecosphere inside of a hanging terrarium. For this one I've got two main components. We have a banana holder here. It's just like a standard one that you use to hang bananas in your kitchen. And then we have a oil and vinegar jar. This is what it's sold as, but I'm sure you can put other things in here as well. And that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to of course put an ecosphere and a terrarium in here. The thing that's cool and unique about these oil and vinegar combo containers, and there are other ones out there, I just chose this one because I thought it would make the best setup, but they're really cool because it's two separate containers fused into one. This cork of course goes into the interior container, and then this one into the exterior container. I had not seen these before, but maybe about a month or two ago my friend Cliff reached out to me and he's like, dude, you gotta check out these containers. And I took one look at it and I pretty much ordered it on the spot because I knew this would make an awesome project. Now that you have a better idea of what this container is, let's go ahead and set it up. I think it's going to be easier to start out with the exterior compartment and make the terrarium. As I'm sure you could have guessed, we're going to start out with the false bottom or the riparian layer. In this one I'm just going to use a thin layer of activated carbon that I broke up into smaller pieces using a mallet. Since the container is so small, we can get away with having just a thin layer of activated carbon as our false bottom, so let's add some in here. You'll typically see me put a barrier in between the false bottom and substrate layers when I'm making a terrarium, but on smaller ones I usually don't, just because it's really not necessary given the volume of water, and oftentimes it's pretty impractical, especially with a shape like this. It would be probably more trouble than it's worth to get it in here. And there we have it, a small layer of carbon or charcoal for our false bottom. I like to use the charcoal false bottom in my smaller containers because it takes away from me having to add this from the substrate or a dedicated charcoal layer. What I mean is that if we were to do the false bottom with sand or gravel, then have a layer of charcoal or mix it in with our substrate, it's going to take up more volume than if we were going to do it this way. And in a smaller container, you really got to utilize your space well. Next up we'll add some substrate. For this one I'm using native substrate that I sourced locally. It's composed of dirt, twigs, sticks, leaf litter, bark, various different components that will make it similar to the ABG mix that we typically use. The reason that I'm using this mix as opposed to my tropical mix is twofold. The first reason is that the particles are smaller, so they're going to be easier to get in the container, and second is that it's dry. Like before, I'm just going to use a folded piece of paper to distribute the substrate into the container. As I said, I'm also using this mix because it's dry. Now normally I'll use my ABG mix and I store that one wet because if you allow it to dry out, it's really hard to get wet again. But in this instance, I'm using it dry because it's easier to get into the container. Picture if this was a wet substrate, it'd be sticking to the sides of the container and whatnot. So it's easier for me to just slide this in. And then once I get enough, I can just kind of shake the container to get it in place. The disadvantage to using dry substrate, however, is that you're going to have to put more water into the terrarium whenever you water it initially, and that's going to be more of a guessing game, whereas if you're using wet substrate, you hardly have to water at all, so it's less guesswork. And there we have it, a thin layer of substrate, so now it's ready to plant. As far as the terrarium portion of the build goes, we're keeping it simple with plants. I have some liverwort, I have some thread moss, and some fern moss. Getting plants into a container like this is always easier said than done, so for this one I'm just going to use a little piece of wire here that I can kind of bend and work around the container so I can reach all sides of it. Like most of my terrariums, this one's going to have a distinguished front and back. As you can see, the substrate's higher in the back than it is in the front, and that will create a sense of depth. So let's get it going and put some of the fern moss in here. I'm just going to stick it through the hole and then use the wire here. Get it where I want it. Next we'll add a little bit of thread moss. This one's going to be harder to get in because there's a lot of dirt attached to it, and it's probably going to make a little bit of a mess as such, but we'll get it in there. And now we'll go and put another piece of thread moss, this time on the other side. And as you can see, dirt all over the rim here. That's what I was talking about. Use our little wire here to get it in place. Lastly, we'll add a little bit of liverwort up front. It's going to be a lot easier to add than the last one. Again, it doesn't really have much dirt on it, but we're putting it in the foreground because it grows not as tall as the mosses do. Here's the terrarium all planted and ready for water. I'm going to spray it down a little bit and then clean off the glass so we can add some hardscape, and then we'll move on to the ecosphere. I'm just going to spray it down a little bit and clean off what I can with the water. So kind of double in watering the plants, of course, but we should be able to get most of the glass clean with it. Surprisingly, I got this container mostly clean just by spraying water in it. I also have a wire with a cotton swab and a microfiber cloth on the other end, so we're going to go and use that to get the fine cleaning done. That's more like it, nice and clean. To finalize the look of the terrarium, we're going to add a few oak twigs here. And here it is, the completed terrarium. I didn't want to make it too complicated because I didn't want it to take away from the ecosphere, but I like it. It's nice and simple and it gets the job done. Now let's move on to set up the ecosphere on the inside of the terrarium. For this part of the build, I'm going to be using some Seachem Flourite for the substrate. As before, we're just going to use a folded piece of paper to get the substrate into the ecosphere. I apologize for the reflections. It's always difficult to film these round builds. They always reflect like this. Now we're going to move on to simultaneously hardscape and plant the setup. For hardscape, I'm using some river stones, and for plants, I have some Anubias nana petite. Hardscaping something like this is always easier said than done, so I'm just going to drop the rocks in here and then work them around until I get a scape that I like. Now let's plant it up with some Anubias. I got the stones and plants in there. It was a little bit more difficult than I originally had anticipated, but I got it to look pretty much how I wanted it to look. We're not done yet though. I want to add a little bit of a top dressing, and what I have here is some coarse sand. The way I'm going to distribute the sand is with an airline tube. So I got it in there, and I'm going to meticulously put the grains of sand down in there. Nice thing about doing it this way is that I can direct where I want all of the granules to go. Of course, some of them are getting on the table, but the ones that I'm putting down in the ecosphere itself, I can direct where I want those to go. And here we are, the mostly completed ecosphere. I say mostly completed because we of course have to fill it up with water, but I wanted to give you a brief look before we do that. And of course we'll fill it up nice and slow. I just have this dripping through here, so it's a really slow and steady fill. And there's just one more thing that I have to do before sealing this up, and that is of course adding Springtails into the terrarium. These are going to help fight against any potential mold outbreaks and keep the terrarium cleaner than if they weren't in there. Lastly, I just want to tie a little bit of string on here so that I can have it hang a little bit lower than it does now. Now that we're all good and done, we'll put it by its final place, which is next to the other ecosphere. And that's going to do it for this one. I really like how this project turned out, and I think it looks awesome. I also love whenever I'm able to incorporate other elements such as the hanging aspect of it to really take this setup to the next level. It's much different than the ecosphere that sits to its right, but that's what it's all about. Taking various materials and creating a unique project every time. We're just getting started with ecospheres, and I have a ton of terrarium builds on the horizon as well. If you don't want to miss out on those and haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe so that you can see those whenever they're released. If you want to support the channel and haven't done so already, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, maybe leave a comment as well. Both really go a long way in perpetuating this platform. Anyways, as always, I thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you on the next one, Serpa Squad. Peace.